What if Jamie Fraser was never supposed to die? Because time itself still needs him. After that shocking Outlander finale, fans thought the story was finally over. But now, new theories, hidden clues, and rumored first-look details are pointing towards something much bigger. Something darker, because according to the latest speculation surrounding the Outlander movie, Jamie and Claire may be preparing for one final journey through the stones. A journey that could finally reveal the truth about Jamie's ghost, Master Raymond's real plan, and the secret connection between Faith, Fanny, and the Fraser bloodline. And honestly, if these rumors are true, then the Outlander movie might completely change everything we thought we knew about this universe forever. The biggest reason fans are losing their minds over the possibility of an Outlander movie is because Season 8 did not feel like a true ending at all. Yes, it gave us emotional moments. Yes, it gave Jamie and Claire one final scene together. But the more you think about it, the more obvious it becomes that the story intentionally left massive questions unanswered. And honestly, that final sequence may have been one of the strangest scenes the show has ever done. Jamie was gone. Everybody believed it. The entire Ridge accepted the fact that Jamie Fraser had finally died after surviving wars, betrayal, prison, torture, and countless near-death experiences throughout his life. Claire never left his side for even a second. She stayed there beside his body through the entire night, while everyone around her slowly gave up hope. And then suddenly, everything changed. Jamie and Claire opened their eyes together at the exact same moment, and took that huge breath of air almost like they had both returned from somewhere else entirely. The lighting felt different. The atmosphere felt unnatural. Even the music sounded almost haunting. And that is exactly why fans immediately started creating theories about what truly happened during those final moments. Some viewers believe Claire sacrificed part of her own life force to save Jamie. Others think they both died together and awakened in the afterlife. But honestly, I think the movie could reveal something even bigger than either of those theories. What if Jamie himself changed during that moment? What if Claire unknowingly transferred something into him the same way Master Raymond once transferred something into her years ago? Because we all remember that blue light scene. We all remember Claire describing the strange power she felt moving through her body while Master Raymond healed her. And Outlander has spent years quietly hinting that certain abilities can be passed from one person to another. So now fans are starting to wonder if Jamie may finally become a time traveler himself. And honestly, if that actually happens, it would completely transform the entire story going forward. Think about it for a second. Jamie has always shared an unusual connection to time. Even before Claire told him the truth about the stones, he somehow sensed things he should not have known. He dreamed about the future. He described electric lights long before ever seeing them. He even saw Claire standing in windows decades before meeting her. And then there is still the biggest mystery of the entire franchise that fans refuse to stop talking about: Jamie's ghost from the very first episode. After all these years, we still do not fully understand why Frank saw Jamie standing there watching Claire. Diana Gabaldon herself confirmed that the ghost has meaning, but the full explanation has never been revealed. That is why fans are convinced the movie could finally answer the question everyone has been asking since the beginning. What if Jamie's ghost was never simply a ghost at all? What if it was actually Jamie traveling across time in ways we still do not understand? Honestly, just imagining Jamie standing before the stones for the first time knowing he can hear them would be one of the most emotional moments in Outlander history. Because for years, Claire carried the burden of time travel alone. Jamie always believed her, always protected her, but he could never truly understand what it felt like. If the movie finally allows Jamie to experience that power himself, it changes everything between them. Suddenly, Jamie would understand every fear Claire carried since Season 1. He would understand the loneliness of existing between centuries. And more importantly, he would finally understand how much Claire sacrificed to stay beside him. That alone could make the movie incredibly emotional. But here is where things become even more interesting. Fans think Jamie becoming a traveler may not happen accidentally at all. There is a growing theory online that Master Raymond has secretly been guiding events from the shadows this entire time. And honestly, when you look back at the series, that idea suddenly makes way too much sense. Master Raymond always appeared exactly when Claire needed him most. He seemed to understand things about time travel that nobody else knew. He constantly spoke about destiny, bloodlines, and powers that had not awakened yet. What if Jamie was always part of Raymond's larger plan? What if Raymond knew Jamie and Claire's story could not truly end because their family still has one final purpose left to fulfill? That brings us to another massive clue fans cannot stop discussing: Fanny Pocock. Season 8 quietly confirmed something huge when Fanny heard the buzzing near the stones. That moment lasted only seconds, but it completely changed how fans viewed her character. Because in Outlander, hearing the stones has always meant one thing: the person carries the ability to travel through time. But strangely, the show never properly explored that reveal afterward. Claire barely discussed it. Nobody investigated it further. And honestly, that feels intentional now. Why introduce something that important during the final season unless the story plans to continue later? Fans are now convinced the movie could focus heavily on Fanny discovering the truth about her powers and her connection to the Fraser family. And if that theory is true, then the emotional center of the movie may actually revolve around Faith Fraser. Because let's be honest, Faith's death has haunted this series for years. No matter how much Jamie and Claire built together afterward, that pain never fully disappeared. Every time Claire looked at Brianna, every time Jamie talked about family, every time they protected children throughout the series, you could still feel the shadow of Faith lingering over them. That is why so many fans believe the Outlander movie could finally revisit that tragedy in a much bigger way. Some theories even suggest that time itself may have hidden the truth about Faith all along. And honestly, in a universe filled with ghosts, visions, prophecies, and impossible timelines, would that really be the craziest twist this franchise has ever done? What makes all of this even more believable is the fact that the Outlander universe is still expanding instead of ending. Blood of My Blood is continuing the franchise. Diana Gabaldon is still writing the final book. The cast keeps talking about how difficult it was to leave these characters behind. And Matthew B. Roberts never fully closed the door on future stories either. In fact, when asked directly about a possible movie, his answer was simply, maybe. And honestly, that single word was enough to send the entire fandom into chaos. Because in Hollywood, maybe usually means discussions are happening somewhere behind the scenes. And if an Outlander movie really is in development, then fans should prepare themselves now. Because this story may not simply continue where Season 8 ended, it may completely redefine everything we thought we understood about Jamie and Claire's journey. What makes the rumored Outlander movie even more terrifying is the possibility that Jamie and Claire may not be the only ones affected by whatever happened during that finale. Because according to several growing fan theories, the ending of Season 8 may have quietly triggered something much larger across the entire timeline itself. And honestly, once you start connecting all the clues together, it becomes almost impossible not to see it. Throughout Outlander, time travel was always treated like something dangerous but controlled. Certain people could hear the stones, certain bloodlines carried the gift, and the rules, while mysterious, mostly remained stable. But now it feels like those rules may be breaking apart completely. Fans first started noticing this possibility because of the strange changes surrounding Claire after Jamie's resurrection. Many viewers became convinced Claire looked physically weaker after they awakened together. Some even believe her hair turning completely white was more than just stress or age. The theory spreading across the fandom right now is that Claire may have sacrificed part of her remaining lifespan to save Jamie. And honestly, if that's true, it would perfectly explain why the atmosphere of the finale felt so unnatural. Claire did not simply heal Jamie, she may have altered the balance of time itself. That would mean Jamie's survival came with consequences nobody fully understands yet. And if the movie explores that idea, things could become incredibly dangerous very quickly. Because what happens when time itself starts correcting mistakes? That question alone could completely redefine the future of the franchise. Imagine Jamie surviving when history originally intended him to die. Imagine certain events slowly beginning to change around him afterward. People disappearing. Memories shifting. Small details rewriting themselves. Honestly, the movie could become almost psychological if it leans into that concept properly. Jamie and Claire might slowly realize the timeline around them is becoming unstable because Jamie's resurrection created a fracture that should never have existed. And if that happens, then suddenly the story becomes much bigger than simply protecting their family. It becomes about saving reality itself before history completely collapses. And strangely enough, there may already be clues hidden throughout the series supporting this idea. Think about how often Outlander discussed fate. Again and again, characters warned that history cannot fully be changed. Certain deaths always happen. Certain wars still occur no matter how hard Claire tries to stop them. The series repeatedly showed that time pushes back whenever someone interferes too much. So if Claire truly brought Jamie back from death, then the movie could finally reveal the full cost of interfering with destiny on that level. Some fans even believe the stones themselves may begin reacting violently because of what happened. Instead of serving as pathways through time, they could become unstable portals, threatening everyone connected to them. And honestly, that possibility becomes even scarier when you remember Mandy and Jemmy. Out of all the younger characters, those two may actually hold the key to understanding the stones better than anyone else. Mandy especially showed abilities that felt far beyond ordinary time travel. She could sense people across massive distances. She somehow understood things nobody taught her. And fans are now convinced the movie could reveal that children born from multiple generations of travelers possess even stronger powers than their parents. If that's true, then Mandy and Jemmy may become targets for forces trying to control the stones themselves. Now, yes, that sounds incredibly dark for Outlander. But honestly, the franchise has been slowly moving toward a more supernatural direction for years now. Ghosts, visions, healing powers, psychic connections, ancient prophecies, the groundwork has already been there the entire time. A movie simply gives them the opportunity to finally go all the way with those ideas. And according to rumors surrounding the alleged first look footage, that darker tone may already be happening. Fans online claim the supposed teaser includes shots of the stones behaving differently than before. Louder, more violent, almost alive. Apparently, Claire even says something about the stones waking up. And honestly, if that line actually appears in the movie, fans are going to lose their minds completely. But here's where the theories become truly emotional again. Because while the movie may explore massive supernatural mysteries, at its core, Outlander has always been about love and family. And no relationship matters more to fans than Jamie and Claire. That's exactly why people became so emotional after hearing rumors that the movie could center around the idea of Jamie and Claire slowly running out of time together. Literally. Some theories suggest Claire's sacrifice may have shortened her remaining life dramatically. Others believe Jamie himself may now be tied to Claire's survival after she saved him. Meaning, if one dies, the other follows. And honestly, that kind of tragic emotional tension feels exactly like something Outlander would do. Imagine Jamie realizing Claire sacrificed years of her life for him. Imagine the guilt destroying him emotionally. Jamie Fraser spent his entire life protecting Claire, and now suddenly he would have to live knowing she gave up part of herself to save him. That could completely break him inside. And honestly, Sam Heughan would absolutely destroy audiences emotionally with material like that. Because one thing Outlander always did better than almost any other series was showing how deeply Jamie and Claire love each other. Their relationship never felt shallow. It felt eternal, like two souls refusing to separate no matter what history throws at them. So if the movie forces them to confront mortality one final time, fans are absolutely going to cry their eyes out. And then there's Master Raymond. Honestly, the more fans talk about the possible movie, the more it feels inevitable that Raymond will return somehow. There are still way too many unanswered questions surrounding him. Who exactly is he? How long has he existed? Why does he understand time travel better than everyone else? And perhaps most importantly, what does he truly want? Some fans now believe Raymond may not simply be another traveler at all. They think he could be one of the original guardians of the stones themselves, someone who has spent centuries protecting the balance of time. If that theory is true, then Jamie's resurrection might force Raymond to finally intervene directly. Imagine Claire and Jamie seeking Raymond out one final time for answers. Imagine Raymond warning them that bringing Jamie back changed history permanently. And imagine him revealing that only one final journey through the stones can restore balance before reality tears itself apart completely. Honestly, that sounds less like a normal Outlander story and more like the emotional fantasy epic this franchise was always secretly building toward. At the same time, fans are becoming increasingly convinced the movie could include major crossover elements with Blood of My Blood. And honestly, it makes perfect sense. The prequel is already expanding the Fraser family history, so why not connect everything together? Some viewers even think Jamie and Claire could travel far enough back to witness moments involving their parents directly. Imagine Jamie finally seeing Brian Fraser again. Imagine Claire speaking to her mother one last time after carrying that grief her entire life. Those scenes alone could emotionally destroy audiences in the best possible way. But despite all these exciting theories, there's still one overwhelming feeling dominating the fandom right now: fear. Because deep down, fans know an Outlander movie would probably not exist unless the creators had one final story worth telling, one final mystery, one final emotional goodbye. And honestly, that possibility is exactly what makes all these rumors feel both exciting and heartbreaking at the same time. At this point, fans are no longer asking whether the Outlander movie could happen. They're asking how emotional and devastating it's actually going to be. Because honestly, every new theory surrounding the film somehow feels bigger, darker, and more heartbreaking than the last. And the craziest part is that many of these ideas genuinely fit the world Diana Gabaldon created. Outlander was never just a historical romance. From the very first episode, the story carried this strange feeling that fate itself was watching Jamie and Claire. Every choice they made felt connected to something larger, something ancient. And now fans believe the movie may finally reveal the terrifying truth behind all of it. One theory that has absolutely exploded online recently is the idea that Jamie and Claire's love story was never random at all. Some fans now believe the Stones specifically brought Claire to Jamie because history needed them together for a much bigger purpose. And honestly, when you look back at everything they survived, that theory becomes difficult to ignore. Claire should never have survived the 18th century alone. Jamie should have died multiple times throughout the series. Yet somehow, they constantly found each other again no matter how impossible the situation became. Even when separated by 200 years, their connection never truly broke. It almost feels supernatural when you think about it deeply enough. That's why many viewers believe the movie could finally reveal that Jamie and Claire are somehow central to the balance of time itself. And if that turns out to be true, then their final journey may become far more dangerous than fans expect. Because according to some of the darkest theories spreading through the fandom, the movie may force Jamie and Claire into an impossible sacrifice to save the timeline permanently. Imagine discovering that Jamie surviving the finale caused history to destabilize. Imagine learning the Stones are beginning to collapse because Claire changed fate one final time. And then imagine Master Raymond revealing the horrifying truth: balance can only be restored if Jamie and Claire willingly separate forever. Honestly, even writing that sentence hurts. But let's be real for a second. Outlander has always thrived on emotional pain. Some of the series' greatest moments came directly from impossible sacrifices and heartbreaking goodbyes. So, if the movie truly serves as the final chapter of this universe, fans know the writers are probably preparing something emotionally brutal. At the same time, though, there's another theory that feels equally emotional, but much more hopeful. Some fans believe the movie could end with Jamie and Claire finally escaping the tragedy and violence that followed them throughout their entire lives. Think about it. Almost every season forced them into war, loss, separation, or survival. They never truly got peace for very long. So what if the movie finally gives them that peace? What if their final journey through the Stones leads them somewhere beyond history entirely? A place where time no longer controls them. Honestly, that idea would perfectly connect back to the spiritual feeling of the Season 8 finale. Jamie and Claire awakening together almost felt symbolic already, like two souls refusing to leave each other no matter what existed beyond life itself. And this is exactly why the rumored trailer details have fans becoming emotional online. According to speculation, the alleged teaser supposedly focuses heavily on memory and destiny rather than action.